The Boxer Rebellion movement was anti-foreign, anti-Christian, and often critical of the King regime for its inability to resist foreign imperialism. The members of the Fist of Righteous Harmony were dubbed the Boxers by Western journalists, and they had practiced kung fu and used violence very often. The whole movement eventually led to the downfall of the Qing dynasty in 1911 after a different uprising. On February 27, 2019, leaders Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump sat down at a summit in Hanoi, Vietnam. The two leaders talked about nuclear disarmament and are under pressure to reach concrete measures after making little to none progress following a historic summit last year. Trump was not in any rush to reach a deal, but when Kim told reporters that if he was not ready to denuclearize, he, quote, wouldn't be here, end quote, Trump responded with, quote, that might be the best answer you've ever heard, end quote. The La Belle Disco bombing was planned by the Libyan Secret Service and the Libyan Embassy. These acts of terrorism changed the way nations viewed Libya, creating a social bridge between Libya and other countries. On the night of April 15th, Reagan responded by bombing the Libyan cities of Petroli and Benghazi. The twin strikes killed 37 and injured 93 more.
A disco. A nightclub, music club, or club is an entertainment venue and bar that usually operates late into the night.
La Belle Disco bombing. 2 a.m., April 5th, 1986. An explosion at West Berlin Disco killed 2 Americans, a serviceman, a Turkish woman, and injured more than 200 others. Gaddafi was to blame.
In 2001, a German court convicted 4 for the attack on La Belle, including a former Libyan diplomat, Mushbar Itur, Yasser Sharidi, a Palestinian who worked at the Libyan embassy and was said to have organized the bombing, and Ali Chana, who's worked at the embassy. See you next time on
Soviet Broadcasting!
Under Joseph Stalin, the Soviet Union began developing heavy industry and collectivized agriculture at the cost of a drastic fall in consumer goods. Stalin implemented the policy of collectivization, which led to terrible famines and caused the deaths of millions. This transformation from traditional agriculture in the Soviet Union was meant to reduce the economic power of the prosperous peasants. Under collectivization, the peasantry were forced to give up their individual farms and join large collective farms. The process that was ultimately undertaken with the campaign to industrialize the Soviet Union was very rapid. Stalin's decision to change his nation for the better was brash because it eventually led to his people resenting his rule. Due to the lack of government funds and restrictions, Cuba lacks internet for their people. Most people in Cuba do not have access to the internet to interact with the rest of the world. Families could not communicate with each other or go on the web. Cuba has censored the media and blocked most people from entertainment and socializing. It limits them to what the government allows them to view. Citizens would have to buy special internet cards from stores to use the internet for a limited time. The patterns demonstrated by the past, which are happening in present times, are preventable, though it may not be easy, and can be handled in a better fashion. The countries that have made poor decisions that have affected our current state and changed the lives of countless people could have been stopped if they lacked the fear of change. The drastic changes that have affected the lives of millions of people all over the world over the course of history had feasible solutions that can improve the present and future today. Some ways to accomplish the decay of fear from change are if leaders show more superiority and stability, if people felt more secure with their government and its economic policies, and if people would not use such extreme ways, such as terrorism, to get their points across.